Being at home is such a mixture of emotions because obviously there's a part of you that wants to make your older self proud. So, you know, when you're starting in Gibraltar, you're young kids and you don't know what you're going to do. You feel like coming back to try and honor that dream of yourself you had when you were a kid. But more than anything, I just extremely lucky and feel like overjoyed with the possibility of doing a big show and bringing the wonderful Quivering poets here to my hometown, to the place where I was bred and imagined by destiny and darkness.
The nightingale.
Playing in Gibraltar is always a joy. I've been here 3 times now with Gabriel Moreno, and he's a very good friend of mine, and we've played music in many countries over the years. But it's great to come back to Gabriel's home, and it means a lot to him to play in his hometown. I'm a singer-songwriter too, and I have the same experience of playing in my hometown. And it's kind of like the most important gig somehow, because the context of it is so powerful. So I always feel I'm in a very privileged position to get to visit in that context, and you get to know a place so differently when you experience it through that lens.
Being Gibraltarian is a big part of Gabriel's identity and his musical identity. I've always known that, and we've talked a lot about it and what that means, and being a Gibraltarian living in other countries, how you don't generally bump into many others, and it's a big deal for him to play here for sure, and yeah, we all kind of vibe off that, I think. You can definitely feel that it's a special place for him to play.
Esta es la primera del disco, se llama Solitude. Solitude, I think you've gone a little far this time. I asked you for a single room, not for the whole hotel to burn. My brothers, they forgot to shave. My sisters don't wear bras. They hang around in space all day and sing like sparrows in gowns. And when the sacred night returns, don't remind me of your radiance. Give the time for our lovers and our friends to abandon their concerns before the winter chill descends. Oh, solitude, farewell. Oh, solitude, you're such a farce. I bet you're pleased with this affair. The planet got its holiday whilst we hide like rodents under the stairs. And when the Prince of Ghosts comes back, don't remind me of your cul-de-sac. We are not in this party for the buck, nor to apprehend your heart. We were just savoring the stars. Oh, solitude, depart. solitude, you charlatan. You made porridge with my brain, whilst you and all your Eton mates take ecstasy and cocaine. And when the sacred night returns, your meters of my radiance, give the time for our lovers and our friends to abandon their concerns before the winter chill descends. Oh solitude, oh solitude, solitude farewell. Adiós soledad, basta soledad.
I would describe my music like a bit of a fusion between poetical performance and the music carnival, and there's a lot of fusion between the words and the arrangements and the chords, but there's also a bit of theatre involved in the performance, so I think the INCES Hall is a good place to perform this kind of music. In England they call it alternative folk as a general, generic kind of comparison, but really it's more songwriter music with a Latin touch. I want to believe, and maybe I'm deluded, I probably am, but I want to believe it's Gibraltarian music because it's the fusion of Spanish sounds, the Spanish guitar, English words, and obviously the Mediterranean touch, and there's so many influences. We have Pablo from Zaragoza, originally from Peru, we have Adam from Scotland, Joni from Ireland, so it's kind of that mix that makes Gibraltar vibrant and different. And I want to imagine that it might be a version of what the music I would want to do in a Gibraltarian manner.
What will you do when the circus is back with its lights and its claps and its tall acrobats? Will you still hold my hand when the strangers intrude with their neon parades and their holiday shoes? Oh love, it's just you and me. Is it so hard to keep the flame alive? Oh love, there's so much to see. Will you see it with me when the city wakes up? When the city wakes up. When the city wakes up and pops its pills again. Its pills again. How will you treat the days for the feast? Will you treat them with joy or be doleful and mean? And that holiday stud who muttered your name, follow his lead or stay here in the rain? Oh love, it's just you and me. Is it so hard to keep the flame alive? Oh love, there's so much to see. Will you see it with me when the city wakes up? When the city wakes up. When the city wakes up. pops its pills again. And pops its pills again. Just you and me. Is it so hard to keep the flame alive? Oh, love has so much to see. Will you see it with me when the city wakes up? When the city wakes. The city wakes up and pops its pills again. And pops its pills again.
Gabriel's in general very relaxed to collaborate with. I think that's probably why I still work with him. I play in a lot of different projects and I have my own project. My main, other than the great songwriting, that's how I met Gabriel, through being impressed by him as a songwriter and as an artist. But after that moment, we just became great friends. So for me, a big part of this is playing music with people you love, really. And so he's very flexible in terms of people's commitments. He's always happy to change the lineup of his band if people have other commitments at certain moments. And that keeps the music really fresh because every gig has a slightly different lineup. So and a different set list. It's never the same twice. The other really powerful thing about working with Gabriel is that he has to feel the passion in any musical performance. It's not just about getting the notes right and playing clean. If he's not feeling the magic in the room, he gets very frustrated. So if we do a gig of two halves and he hasn't felt it by the end of the first half, it's like crisis moment for Gabriel, and he usually manages to pull it out of the bag in the second half. Sometimes there's a problem when he feels it too much in the first half, because then it's hard to then take a break and then find it again in the second half. But you know, that's something I admire the most about him and artists in general, is when they've got to, when it's not just about accuracy, it's about emotion, really. And I think the sort of songs that Gabriel writes and the emotion in them, they fall flat on their face unless they're delivered with that emotion.
Feel like dancing, vámonos! La palma, very, very much appreciated. I feel like dancing alone in my room. Oh, here on the genius of mirrors and cells. And I'm building a dance floor with my favorite books. I'm closing the desert, and the cactus you send will keep me in check. And every time I move, it will blossom in the movement in my head. Oh, I feel like dancing, like smoke in the air. Oh, no one is looking, so we'll make it look better. The lights will be matching the shirt that I wear, and music will reach them if they happen to care. The cactus he said will keep me in check. And every time I move, it will blossom in the movement in my hand. All the memories return when I spin like a bird in the gender last roulette, dancing wildly by myself. Vamos, chiquilla. Here there's no wrestling with petulant views. Oh, the man and the woman are sharing the grudge, and migrants from Yemen have spring in their hearts. And the cactus you send will keep me in check. And every time I move, it will blossom in the room and in my head. Oh, every time I move, it will blossom in the room and in my. Every time I move, it will blossom in the room and in my head.
I met Gabriel through some mutual friends who'd been playing with him. I just moved back to London, and he was running a poetry night in Hackney in London, and I'd heard about him but hadn't met him, and I went down, and a lot of poets were performing, and he suggested I get up on they had a beautiful baby grand piano in the venue, and he suggested I get up and accompany some of the poets, and kind of in a kind of a beat poetry kind of way. And then he started asking me to come and play with him at gigs, and I usually hadn't heard the songs before. He just kind of shout the key, and I just play along, and kind of learnt the songs that way, the first batch of them anyway. And yeah, eventually about 3 years later we had a rehearsal and got the show together, and we're a little bit more professional these days, I guess.
We can write England all over again. dias. You're hanging like a tightrope in the rain. And now that London told you all its lies, you wonder if there's future in this place. Girl, if you're tired, don't go away. We can ride England all over again. When they parade the guns and the blades, we can ride England all over again. All over again. Venga, Iriana. They say that stubborn men hold on to their flags when life and faith have ceased to be alive. But what's the use of living in a lie when all you've got are spiders in your mind? Girl, if you're tired, don't go away. We can ride England all over again. When they parade the guns and the blade, we can ride England all over again. All over again. All over again. Vamos a escribir esta Inglaterra de nuevo porque ya no vale nada. All over again. All over again. We can ride England. Take me to a land here near the sea, where all my Varelbeck brothers are listening to the band, where faces merge in song and poetry, poetry, baby, and plenitude is all that we demand. Girl, if you're tired, don't go away. We can ride England all over again. When they parade with the guns and the blades, we can ride England all over again. Girl, if you're tired, don't go away. We can ride England all over again. And when they parade with the guns and the blades, we can ride England all over again. All over again. All over again. Again, all over again. We can ride England, we can write it all over again. Thank you very much, friends.
Well, music and poetry for me at this very moment, it means more than it ever has meant, because I feel that with the difficulty we have to digest the reality around us and the subjectivity of truth and the subjectivity of principles and the darkness of the political landscape, for me at the moment music and poetry is a salvation, it's a cross. It's an island in the sea. It's a way of surviving myself and being hopeful about the future and finding thoughts, ideas and connections that will make this reality a bit more bearable. I was talking to a friend on Tuesday when I arrived to Gibraltar, and he was telling me that, yeah, he didn't believe that arts could change much or couldn't do much. And I was completely against his opinion, because I believe at this very point, art is so important, because it's the only remaining bastion of purity we have in a world which obviously after postmodernism is very relativist about the truth, about beauty, about things that matter to us. So for me, at the moment, poetry and music is the resistance to a dark reality. And for my life, obviously, it's my future, my past, my present is where I put most of my energy, apart from my family and my friends. And it's where I believe I have something to give and something to offer in my lifetime and in my days on this torrid earth.
Oh, fantasy, I need your strings, 'cause mine are broken. You see, they closed the bars and I kind of lost the gnome. And it went to Spain to look for the grave of Federico Garcia Lorca. The mockingbirds and I, still coping with the loss. But I can't complain, 'cause I got a ticket to the future. I found it in a poem by Charles Baudelaire. Though I wonder if I'll ever get to use it, 'cause there's no one new or writing in Marseille. Cello, take my heart. Cello, take my heart. Cello, take my heart. Let's start the coup d'etat. And democracy, what did you bring? Now we're all bloated. The activists are fighting demons on their phones, while Genghis Khan, he starts the wheels in motion, and we sit around and battle with a ghost. Vamos! Cello, take my heart. Cello, take my heart. Cello, take my heart. We'll start the coup d'etat. Remember when I used to dance? I'd take the world on a wild romance. Now it seems I am dead and bound by the lies of the money louts, the money louts. Cello, take my heart. Cello, take my heart. Let's start the coup d'etat. Oh, cello, take my heart. Oh, cello, take my heart. Cello, take my heart. Let's start the coup d'etat. Oh, sellotape my heart. Sellotape my heart. Let's start the group guitar. Let's start.
Yeah, there is that sense as a musician that you escape to another place or the big city. But I think that makes it even more powerful when you come back to your home and play. And it almost becomes like the most important gig in a way, because it's like, also you're playing to the people that really know you. They don't just know the adult version of yourself that you chose. They know what you were like as a kid. They know all the misdemeanors. So you've got to sort of come back to your hometown trying to rewrite your own character and who you are. And they're the hardest audience in that sense, but they're also the kindest audience because they want you to succeed because you're one of their own.
Dame una palma así. She wore a hat like the French, tipped to the side. I wore my working class boots with working class pride. We went to a house all covered in smoke. She said, here we'll dissolve in the drink and the dope. Oh, what a night, the double bass sang. No one remembers their debts to the bank. Oh, what a rush, drowning my eyes in your beautiful life. Like Bagdo, I pose like Rodin. Together, she said, we'll combat the sun. We ended up drowned in a whirlpool of wine. She said, come on, be the prayer, and I'll be the sign. The poet was dancing, the dancer sang rhyme. Stone chisel, hand stop the traffic of time. A world into space, drowning my eyes in your beautiful life. Where is the crown? Where is the pain? The night is a square. It swallows our tails. Where does this end? How can I ride the high moonlight tide? The high moonlight tide. The high moonlight tide. The high moonlight tide. Of your beautiful life. a blue mask that summoned the sea. I wore a shirt and a tie to embellish my dreams. Together we fell in the bottomless night. She said, here is the pen where the muses align. Oh, what a night, double bass out. No one remembers their debts to the bank. Oh, what a rush, drowning my eyes. I'm drowning my eyes. I'm drowning my eyes. I'm drowning my in your beautiful life.
Yeah, the Year of the Rat, it started off as a catharsis of myself locked in my room trying to digest this incredibly harsh period of the first lockdown of 2020. I remember writing songs and posting them straight on Facebook to see the reaction and to see if there was a connection with people. I'm feeling there was a lot of connection with the themes, because obviously I was talking about isolation, solitude, and also political substance that we during lockdown digested a bit more because we hadn't had time to think about it. And I started writing these songs, and in a couple of months I had already 10 songs. So I thought to myself, there's another lockdown coming, because there was a second lockdown in England, and I said to myself, I've got to do something with my time. I'm not going to do concerts, I'm not working. So I said, I'm going to record this album, and I got a lot of equipment, borrowed equipment, and together with Chris Gadd and Ned Cartwright, we started to design the production of these songs, mostly songs which had been completed 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. I started recording, and then obviously I contacted Pablo Yupton in Barcelona and other Quivering poets, and they started to bring their ideas, and we started to record the songs, first of all in the distance, and then the final songs together in a studio. And yeah, in approximately 8 months, the whole process was over. Christian Gadd helped me a lot to mix it, and then it was done. It was done, and we launched it, and it's been fantastically received in comparison to other albums I've done. So it's been a very well-received album, and we've done the launch in Ramsgate, we've done the launch in Windsor, we've done the launch in London, we've done the launch all over the place, and now it's the last launch of the album in Gibraltar, where it's meant to be, the Year of the Rat.
This song is called Silly Old Dreams for anyone who, for my friends, Police and Aaron Tanner. When we were very young, we started around 13, I think, or 12. We had these dreams of doing music, of playing, of being like Kurt Cobain, you know, and like shouting and doing our stuff. But the dreams are still there, and my friends are still there, so I love you guys. This one's for you. Silly Old Dreams. Romance will change your heart, but ever so fleetingly. Give it 16 weeks and it's back to your silly old dreams. Would you ever give up your sacred shield of poetry? Never with the lure of the flame. I showed her my poems, and she spat at the laptop screen. She said, I'm sick of the muse and all of her whims. But she couldn't see I was searching to a shortcut to eternity. She couldn't see. Only words do it for me, baby. Dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. She sold her horse to pay for a room for her artistry, but all her friends said her songs were just quirky antiques. But they couldn't see the pleasures of strolling down past centuries, wasting your life, wasted with me, baby, with sweet extra dreams. Dum da dum da dum, my silly old dream. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. There are fraudsters in the magazines, but the masters of the song and verse, they seem still up for firing some goddamn poetry, screaming at the industry, singing I can be the man I'm meant to be. I wanna be me, with my silly dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I had a dream that we were all here in INCES Hall with our friends from England, Mexico, and Barcelona, Zaragoza. And I dreamt that my Gibraltarian friends sang this song with me. It went like this. Dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Let's sing it with our guts out. Dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Más para arriba. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. I said dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Dum da dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Silly old dreams. Dum da dum, my silly old dreams. Dum da dum, my silly old dreams. My silly old dreams. Thank you very much. This next one is called Nose Diving Into the Night, dedicated to our friend Joseph Adamberry, who couldn't be here because of other reasons. And he told me when I showed him this album, Whiskey with Angels, he said, this is the first Gibraltarian Tex-Mex ever to be written. So for you, Joseph. Diving, oh, nose diving into the night. I left my pistols in Croydon. I thought I was old for the fight. And the last time I tried, I summoned the muse, but she was busy watching sport on TV. I took to drinking and smoking till the music made its way back to me. And the preacher was pissed. He said Christ will desist to bring you anywhere near the light. I said, I'm so sorry, Padre. I'm nose diving into the night. Sometimes the bottle might beat me. I'm searching for ribbons and smiles, searching for the nozzle of longing, and a walk in the outskirts of time. I traveled to Chile and France. I went to Texas and Spain just to get a taste of the bars. It was in the back streets of London where I found what I knew was my art. And my lovers, they claim I am lonesome and lame. I'm drawn to the wounds of the heart. I said, don't fool yourself, chica. I'm nose diving into the night. Nose diving into the night. I'm nose diving into the night. What I lost, I just can't find. I'm nose diving into the night. Vamos, Pablo. Vámonos a México, Ned. He said I was knackered. He said 40 was the time to collapse. But sofas were not of my liking. I was drawn to the wounds of the heart. And the president says that we all have to work in a factory out there in Hull. I think that man is bent on colliding. The rights of a civilized man. Had a note to rely. He said mortgage and time would make me a true English white. I said keep your title, mister, 'cause I'm nose diving into the night. Nose diving into the night. I'm nose diving into the night. What I lost, I just can't find. I'm nose diving into the night. Keep your mortgage and your pension plan. I'm nose diving straight into the night. Cha cha cha.
I think as a songwriter, what music means to me is a way of understanding your own life and your own journey through the world. And songs become like diary entries. And if you create this diary entry that you love and then you take with you, you've got these strong documents of what you've been through. And I think this album, Year of the Rat, it's all diary entries of a very confusing time. And so I think what music means to me is so closely knitted in with life itself. So it's kind of like you bring your stories with you.
As I'm fighting with the offshoots of your storm, the moon has turned its back on us and gone to party with the offshoots of our souls. Oh Rosalie, how can we win? Oh Rosalie, the night is playing hooky with our dreams. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 vamos, low, 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 low. You say that I am restless and undone, 'cause I'm dancing in the shadows of your hands. You say that I am mad and incomplete, 'cause I'm falling at the oceans of your feet. Oh Rosalie, how can we win? Oh Rosalie, the night is playing hooky with our dreams. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. It was dark inside our hearts when we spoke about the war. Those Nazi fools, they think they've won. We're gonna plant time bombs in their souls. Oh Rosalín, venga Rosa, vámonos, que aquí ya no queda nada, solo los sueños y el deseo de volar. Low, 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 lights are fast asleep. We're squatting in the mansions of our limbs. You say it's time to pack our hearts and leave. Enter the bonds we made believe. Oh, Rosalie, how can we win? Rosalie, the night is fading quickly without you. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. Cuando íbamos a este concierto a mí me dijeron que va a ser, hombre, en INCES nadie va a bailar. Yo dije, espérate, hombre, espérate que aquí va a pasar. Aquí nos vamos a bailar, venga acá para arriba. A la guitarra, Mr. Pablo Yupton. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low.